As we get older, sleep becomes more than just rest. It's our body's way of healing, balancing, and giving us the strength to enjoy the day ahead. But many of us pick up little habits that seem harmless, yet quietly hurt our sleep and health over time. In this video, I want to gently walk you through 7 of the most common sleep mistakes I've seen in people over 70 and share kind, realistic ways to fix them. One thing I've noticed over the years, and I've seen this a lot, is how easy it is to fall asleep with the TV on. It feels comforting, like there's someone there with you, especially on quiet nights. But as soothing as it may seem, the truth is, sleeping with a TV on can actually disturb the most important part of your rest. That background noise, flickering light, and sudden volume changes keep your brain alert when it's supposed to be resting. And as we age, deep, uninterrupted sleep becomes even more important. It helps with memory, heart health, and even balance during the day. I remember a sweet lady named Margaret. She was 73 from a small town in Texas. She started leaving her TV on after her husband passed because the silence was just too loud, you know. But over time, she began waking up tired, even after what seemed like a full night's sleep. She'd forget little things and felt moody during the day. During one of our talks, I gently suggested we try turning the TV off at bedtime and playing a soft audio story or ocean sounds instead. A week later, she called me excited. She'd slept through the night for the first time in months. Her energy was better. Even her daughter noticed a change. What often helps is replacing the TV with something softer, like a calm audiobook, light instrumental music, or nature sounds. You can set a timer so it turns off on its own. That way, you still have comfort, but without the noise that keeps your brain on high alert. You deserve quiet nights that let your mind and body truly rest. Think of sleep like watering a garden. It's gentle, essential, and without it, nothing grows quite right. Even small changes can bring deep peace. Here's another habit that sneaks up on people: drinking coffee or tea later in the day. You might think, it's just one small cup, or I've been drinking this for years. But after 70, our bodies process caffeine much slower than they used to. That warm cup of black tea after dinner, it might still be working in your system when you're trying to fall asleep at 10 p.m. Caffeine doesn't just keep you awake, it can also make your sleep lighter and more restless, even if you don't feel it right away. I had a patient named Harold, 76, from Minnesota. Lovely man, always cheerful, but he told me he'd been feeling foggy during the day and wide awake at night. At first we thought it was just aging, but then I noticed every evening around 6:30 he made himself a strong cup of black tea while watching the news. It was part of his routine for years. When I asked him to switch to something caffeine-free, like chamomile or peppermint tea, he was skeptical, but he gave it a try. A few nights in, he started falling asleep faster. After 2 weeks, he told me, "I haven't felt this clear-headed in the morning in years." One of the easiest ways to improve sleep is to stop drinking anything with caffeine after 2 p.m. That includes coffee, black or green tea, and even some sodas. Switch to herbal teas or warm water with a slice of lemon. They're gentle, relaxing, and won't interfere with your natural sleep cycle. Your evenings should feel like a slow exhale. Calm, quiet, and peaceful. A simple cup without caffeine might feel like a small change, but it opens the door to deeper rest and brighter mornings. You're not giving something up. You're choosing something better. Let's talk about something most people don't even realize is a problem: going to bed at a different time every night. It might seem harmless, especially if you're retired and no longer have a fixed schedule. But the truth is, our bodies thrive on rhythm. When you go to bed and wake up at different times, your internal clock gets confused. And as we age, our sleep-wake cycle becomes more sensitive, making it harder to fall asleep, stay asleep, or feel refreshed in the morning. I once worked with a woman named Anne. She was 69 and lived in Ohio. Her days were busy helping care for her grandkids, so her bedtime changed constantly. Some nights she was in bed by 9, other nights it was midnight. She'd often nap during the day just to keep going. Over time she felt more tired, and her sleep became light and broken. I gently suggested we pick one consistent bedtime, 10 p.m., and a regular morning routine even on weekends. At first it felt strange to her, but after a couple of weeks she noticed a difference. Her body started to expect rest at the same time each night, and her sleep improved naturally, without pills or tricks. What often helps is choosing a bedtime and sticking to it, even when you don't feel tired. Create a short wind-down routine, like reading or listening to music, and try to wake up at the same time each morning. Your body will start to learn the rhythm again, like muscle memory. Think of it like tuning a piano. When you play at the same time every day, the music becomes clearer, steadier, and more beautiful. Sleep is your song, and your rhythm is the key. You deserve nights that feel steady and mornings that feel strong. Now here's something I bring up often, because it's more common than most people think: eating too close to bedtime. It might feel comforting to have a snack late in the evening, especially if dinner was early, but going to bed with a full stomach can cause more harm than good. Our digestion slows down at night, and when the body is busy breaking down food, it can't focus on restful sleep. For older adults, this often leads to indigestion, heartburn, and even nighttime awakenings. I remember Vincent, a 75-year-old gentleman from New Jersey, who told me he always had a sandwich or some cookies right before bed. It helped him feel full and relaxed, or so he thought. But he kept waking up around 2 or 3 in the morning with chest discomfort and a burning feeling in his throat. At first, he was worried it was something serious with his heart. After checking things out, we realized it was acid reflux triggered by his late-night meals. We worked together to shift his dinner a bit earlier and added a light evening routine that didn't involve food. Within 2 weeks, the reflux eased up, and he started sleeping longer stretches without interruption. One of the simplest ways to help your sleep is to finish eating at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. If you're still a little hungry later, try a small piece of banana, a handful of almonds, or warm milk, things that are easy to digest and calming to the system. Sleep is like a gentle boat, and heavy food is like throwing anchors over the side. Lighten the load before bed, and you'll float more peacefully through the night. You deserve a body that feels calm, not heavy, when it's time to rest. Here's something that often gets overlooked: the air in your bedroom. It might seem like a small thing, but poor air quality at night can make a big difference in how well you sleep. As we age, our lungs become more sensitive, and a stuffy or dry room can lead to waking up with headaches, dry mouth, or even higher blood pressure. The body needs fresh oxygen throughout the night to keep your brain, heart, and immune system working well. I think of Norma, 82, from a quiet town in Idaho. She told me she never opened her window at night because she was afraid of getting cold or letting bugs in. Her room stayed warm and still, but she often woke up feeling groggy with dry sinuses and an itchy throat. Her daughter later bought her a small air purifier, and I suggested they try cracking the window just a bit before bedtime. Within days, Norma noticed her breathing felt easier, and she wasn't waking up as much. It was a tiny shift, but it brought her real comfort. What often helps is opening your bedroom window for just 10-15 minutes before bed, or using an air purifier or humidifier to keep the air clean and comfortable. Make sure your room isn't too hot or dry. Cooler, slightly moist air is often best for deep rest. Breathing well at night is like giving your body a quiet gift. You may not see it, but you feel it in every cell. You deserve to sleep in a space that supports your health, one gentle breath at a time. Now this one can be tricky, relying on sleep medications without talking to your doctor first. I understand why people turn to pills. When you can't sleep for days, you get desperate. But over time, these medications can actually make things worse. They might help you fall asleep faster, but they also reduce the quality of your sleep, increase your risk of falls, confusion, and memory loss, especially in older adults. I remember Robert, 78, from California. He was a widower, living alone, and had trouble sleeping after his wife passed. His friend gave him some over-the-counter sleeping pills, and they helped at first. But after a few weeks, he started feeling groggy in the mornings, forgetting things, and even tripped getting out of bed. When we talked, he admitted he'd been taking them almost every night. I helped him speak with his doctor, and together they created a plan to slowly reduce the pills while trying other sleep techniques. We added gentle breathing exercises, a better evening routine, and herbal supplements his doctor approved. A month later, he was sleeping better, naturally, and felt proud of himself for taking back control. One of the most helpful things you can do is speak to your doctor before taking any sleep aid, even if it's natural or over-the-counter. There are safer ways to improve sleep, and your body will thank you for choosing them. You are not alone in your struggle with sleep, and you don't have to rely on quick fixes that come with risks. Even gentle steps forward can build a strong, lasting foundation for better rest. Here's a habit many people don't think twice about: waking up several times a night and brushing it off as just part of getting older. Yes, our sleep naturally becomes lighter with age, but frequent awakenings, especially if you don't know why, might be your body trying to tell you something important. It could be sleep apnea, changes in blood sugar, or even a sign your heart isn't getting the rest it needs. Ignoring these signals can lead to bigger problems down the road. One story that stuck with me is about Sylvia, 80, from Florida. She told me she had been waking up 3 or 4 times a night for over a year. Sometimes she'd just lie there staring at the ceiling. Other times she'd feel short of breath or need to sit up. She thought it was just old age. But during a checkup, her daughter mentioned it, and we decided to run a few simple tests. It turned out Sylvia had mild sleep apnea, a condition where your breathing stops briefly during the night. With the right support and a sleep device her doctor recommended, she finally got the deep rest her body had been missing. Her mood improved, her energy came back, and she started enjoying her mornings again. If you're waking up more than twice a night, or if you ever feel short of breath, dizzy, or exhausted in the morning, talk to your doctor. A basic sleep study can reveal a lot, and the fix might be simpler than you think. Your body is always speaking to you, even while you sleep. Don't be afraid to listen. You deserve nights that restore and mornings that feel like a fresh start. Keep choosing yourself. If any of these tips spoke to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Share which habit you're ready to change or what's helped you sleep better. You're not alone in this. Every step you take is a sign of strength, not age. And if this video brought you comfort or clarity, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so we can keep learning and growing together. You deserve peace at night and energy in the morning. Keep holding on. Life still has beautiful moments ahead.